Help if I can figure out the camera here. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know in the chat because I can't hear anything. So, to my knowledge, we're okay. Yeah, everything looks okay. How are folks doing today? We are live at the Hardware Huddle, which is a, well, kind of a hardware industry. He goes live now and live. I started polling how long he's going to be late. Should be live already. You folks here see me or not? I wonder. How are we supposed to start without Gene? I got nothing on that. I don't really have an answer for you. Gene's at home, and it's starting to rain here too, so I don't even know how long we're going to last on this. I want to give it a shot. So, all right, cool. You folks can hear me, see me, cool. I don't know. We're cell phone streaming. Can now, bad connection. We're on Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's stable. Hopefully it's good. We shall see. But an interesting event going on, basically a hardware and DIY home improvement kind of themed event for the most part. I don't know if you've seen Instagram stories, anybody who might follow me, I've been showing some highlights from the event. We got the Senix folks over there, which is a power tool line that I make the lawnmower and the weed whacker that I use. They also have, they're showing off mostly hand tools and that kind of stuff, which, let's see if I can get chat pulled up like permanent here, live chat. Hey, look at that, I can actually see the chat. Cool. It was doing the thing where it's like popping up one at a time, and that's all I was really seeing. So I want to try and think about the events wrapping up for the most part, but I want to show you folks some of the interesting stuff that I have seen, if there's anything that I could show you. Most stuff is not like inside stuff. Here's a Riggy Smalls from Tools by Design. I got to remember how to use the thing. So, fun little mini truck. So I'm in South Carolina right now. Obviously, we're not working on a printer build. We're not even in the studio. Oh my God, the controls of the gimbal are, it's also got a scissor lift bed on the thing. So it actually will scissor lift up with a hydro. Seen this? Let me show you real quick as they're wrapping it up. The Grabo. So this is a, live on YouTube. So this is a pixelated stream. Damn it. Probably too far from the Wi-Fi. Never mind, it's improving. Hopefully it keeps up. So, yeah. Rechargeable, battery powered, a vacuum grabbing tool, picking up sheet goods, tiles. I can, is this one dead? Oh, I gotta turn it on. That helps. There was a pull-up competition with it earlier, and I failed miserably. It's grabbing. Oh, this is a display unit. It doesn't have a seal. That'll help. Okay, it's grabbing on my feet. You can't see my feet, but I'm hanging on it right now. So, really powerful vacuum pressure to vacuum pressure. Lack of pressure to hold things on. This one's the tile and stone, well, not the stone one. There's actually a stone one for uneven surfaces. Basically has a larger gasket to grab on. And I think it's a really neat tool. Picking up sheet goods especially, which I hate handling. Thank you for the super chat coming in there. Sorry, as I'm rambling on, I'm missing. Dang it, the chat keeps going away. Hey. Anytime now. Bearded Printer, thank you for the super chat. I just wanted to acknowledge it. Thank you very much. Very appreciated. It's an awesome piece of tech. They are fun little things. For like my sheet metal days working in fabrication, that would have been really handy. Nowadays, not so much. But hey, is this your new business, TV salesman? You know, it's a hardware show. Seeing the cool products kind of stuff is what there is to do here, and dealing with these companies and such. So, I lost you. This gimbal. Sorry, I'm trying to get it recentered. I think that. There we go. There we go. Oh, here's one that I've always liked. I have one of these back in the studio. I've shown it in content before, but I'll show it again. The Surebonder Trigger Fire. So this is a staple gun, like any old staple gun, but it's got a selector switch on it. One mode is trigger and one is your traditional release. So in trigger mode, if I pull it, it didn't fire a staple. But if I pull that trigger there, it'll launch a staple. So really handy. You can preload it, get up in there, wherever you might need to reach into, and then fire. So I really love this little thing. Such a fun idea. So, fun idea. It's a tool, but it's a handy tool. Really does work from the folks at Surebonder, available at Lowe's. I know this is going to sound like a sales pitch, not sponsored, any of that. I'm just walking you folks around a show. Amount of times the aim got off while you're trying to squeeze. Exactly. So you can preload it, ready to roll, pull the trigger, boom, get it right where you need it to be. And it is starting to rain much harder now. So we'll go as long as we can. I didn't expect this to be a particularly long stream anyway, but whatever. Oh, yes. So how's everybody's week going? I wanted to get a Thursday stream in, even though I'm here and we have an after party after this, so I'm definitely not going to get a chance to do anything else later. But please tell me someone made a new printer there. Nope. No printers here, unfortunately. Monument Grills, just wanted to say thank you to them. They actually had vegan sausages, so I was able to get a vegan sausage from them earlier. Oh, they probably packed it up already, but I want to ask before, while I get a chance. The one struggle is there's always other people filming content at events like this. Do you have the titanium hammer handy or to get packed up?
Nope.
Oh, that's that one. Okay. Titanium hammer. This thing is shockingly light for what it is. Like, hard to express because it looks like a regular hammer. It feels like a regular hammer, except that it's super lightweight and still has excellent driving force. So this one's coming from the folks at Estwing in the not too distant future. Thank you. We've got Woodbrain. Ah!
She's pretty sad that she didn't.
Oh no.
You won the storage container. You're a winner today. This is the storage container winning chance.
I don't know what winning really feels like right now. I don't know.
Feel like you won?
It's a lot. It's a lot that I have to take in. You got out of control. Wait, where's it from? Like, from fucking. Voting. Yeah, right.
So there's that. What is going on? I don't have an answer for you. Don't do drugs, kids. Lindsay is just like that. She doesn't need to have a drink. She doesn't need to have anything. She's just like that. So anybody follows her on Instagram or you've seen her on other people's YouTube channels or hers, Woodbrain, she's a fun one. She's a fun one. Always the life of the party. Too much of that special.
We're done. I know.
So, we're bringing the quality content, folks. Bringing the quality content. So, I don't know. Just wanted to bring you folks around a little bit and see what's what while I'm getting rained on. No printer stuff. I've talked printers with a lot of people today. You know, all these companies have engineering departments and such, and they're always curious about like the next evolutions and how printing could work for them. And I can introduce a lot of them to that stuff. So that's interesting, but not much else. Can you all hear me okay? Because this microphone's like here, so I want to be sure. Yeah, Lowe's lounge area, so I'm going to avoid that for the moment. That's where creators are kind of doing their thing. No, I don't even know what to do with myself being in an event where there's no printers. Such a strange concept. Whoop. Ay, ay, ay. Need someone to assist in the prototyping? You're not wrong. You're fine as long as the bandwidth keeps up. Okay, well, hopefully it maintains for a little bit. Trying to think. Everybody's kind of wrapping up, unfortunately. It's supposed to end in like 30 minutes from now, so I was hoping to be able to get a good live in, walking around, showing off stuff, but most of the folks are wrapping up because it's starting to rain, so they're wrapping up a little early. Should have brought a positron with you. I have to build my positron. Senix has the oh so fun, one of my favorites, the mini chainsaw. Which it's one of those many tools in my life, which I've had happen numerous times, where I thought it was silly and I would have no purpose for it, and I actually use it a lot more than I thought I would. Pruning stuff, trees, whatever, handy. So, always fun, always fun. Trying to think, trying to see. Yeah, most of the rest of the stuff's not that. I don't know. Shows like this, inside baseball moment, shows like this are like difficult for me because while my content does like some home improvement, my studio work and things where I dip into this stuff and I still get invited to things, it's also, it's not right. 3D printing is the focus. So while I have a chance to show all this stuff on a regular, it's silly until it's specific size tool. You know what? Honestly, around the house, and there goes the signal. All right, let's stick closer to the building where the Wi-Fi is. Move back where you were. Cool. All right, on it. Maybe let's head indoors while it's raining. So let's head indoors where it might be a little quieter, not raining, and hopefully better signal. So. Woo. Yeah, I'm on the Wi-Fi, so it should be okay, but I was hopeful because I had good Wi-Fi signal everywhere today. There's 2 buildings, so hopefully this building has decent Wi-Fi coverage as well. I truly don't know. Hey, I'm out of the rain. Ay, ay, ay. This gimbal does not stay level. Gimbal does not want to stay level. It's just a random gimbal I got sent a while ago. Watch it have different Wi-Fi. That's better. All right, cool. So anyway, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, I don't know. I just figured I'd bring you folks around, try and show you some cool stuff, but then everybody's wrapping up, and I didn't want to miss a Thursday live stream, even though this is like way off typical base. You know, whatever. I wanted to at least get this in. You managed to hook up any cool stuff for the new studio? There's definitely going to be some stuff out of this event, like ladders, probably a ladder or 2. What else did we talked storage options? They had already torn down, but there was a like storage bin holding rack setup that seemed pretty cool. Oh, a shop vac, a new really powerful shop vac, 5 horsepower shop vac that is more powerful than other 5 horsepower shop vacs I've worked with. So hope you don't get a strike for the music in the background. Yeah, I'm gonna probably demonetize this video after the stream after this so that I avoid that. So I was worried about that before, but what are you gonna do? It's stream's currently monetized. I'll remove monetization after the stream's over. So yeah. What else is going on? I'm gonna go talk to the folks at Lowe's, so fingers crossed on that. I doubt that. That's everybody's white whale at this event. They're the main sponsor of the event, so I think half the brands here are only here because they are sponsored, so understandable. What else? I'm trying to think if there's anything new or interesting to talk about. Oh, has anybody seen, I don't think I shared it on Twitter, but I shared it on Discord and I think just on Discord. Matter Hacker has already upped the price. Matter Hacker has already upped the price of bamboo machines to reflect tariffs. So the H2D on Matter Hacker's website right now is $4,000 for the base unit, and that's tariff pricing. What's going on in life? I'm here. I'm at this event. When we get back, it's hit the ground running. I'm packing, trying to get the house packed up. I really need to lock in some sponsors so I can sign a lease on a studio. So we're kind of in a weird flux right now. People learning about tariffs in real time. Yeah, it's a learning lesson in economics for the wider branch. Fabrico said all existing orders will stay the same, but new orders are to be determined. Yeah, I know Fabrico is like eating some costs on incoming shipments. I think they meant like pre-orders. So things they already had, people already have pre-orders on, they're going to honor the pricing, but yeah. Fabrico, big jazz for doing that. Yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised if that has like killed their margin on numerous orders, but what are they going to do, you know? I totally understand. And that's the worst thing. You folks know I try to avoid politics. I don't want to get into that. But that's definitely the worst thing about OA. All of this has been handled. Is it just the like drop it and go thing of like, what are companies supposed to do? Like your cost, there are literally people who have shipments on the ocean right now coming in. They place the order, they're paid for the order. And when it arrives, they're not going to be able to afford to pick up the order because they can't afford the tariff price now. Like that's reality for a lot of people. And that wasn't a thing a week ago. How can you plan for that as a business? You just can't. So, gonna go buy an American-made TV, yeah. But manufacturing's coming back, yeah. I know. Thoughts on the IDEX Zero? It's so cool. You mean the Index Zero? It's still rating pretty good. I figured I'd poke my head out. Index Zero looked really cool, and they fit a surprising amount of tool heads on that machine, which definitely made me think maybe it would be fun to like build a printer for ants. So like a 180 printer for ants with an Index. I'm gonna get away from the music. Everybody's hiding from the rain over here, but yeah, they fit a surprising amount of tool heads on that, so I'm curious to see like maybe a 180 printer for ants build of Micron. I don't think Micron makes sense. Maybe a salad fork more so. Too loud. I tried. But sad dinosaur. It's literally a dinosaur like costume that somebody's been wearing and walking around the show all day. So the show this year has a Jurassic Park theme. So they had somebody wandering around in this, get up in there, stand right there and operate it, puppet it. James, welcome in. So yeah, I'm definitely curious to see like more applications of Index. It pooed a chair. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I had hoped to be able to show you folks a little more around the show, but everybody's wrapping up because of the rain, so kind of put a damper on it. This is like the 5th year I've been here, and it's the first time it's rained in all those years. So what else? Dang, there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what it was. I don't know.
I was like, which way are you going?
They're looking at me right now.
Hi, everyone.
It's like the sticker.
Just like it's the sticker in real life.
I was just decided to go live. I'm like, oh, let's wander around the show, and then everybody breaks down their stuff.
Were you going live when it was raining outside?
I was walking around outside, and then it started to downpour, so now we're in here.
All right.
So yeah.
Have you seen
We took a look at the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Andrew Rogers, thank you so much for the super chat. Welcome back to the South Fund. Thank you, Andrew. So, Ethan, everybody. Say it. Weep. We just need to get a printer of our own going. The Mandic 1.0 built in America. That'd be an expensive printer. We got to get a semiconductor group going on to make our own microcontrollers and such. But there's a lot of creators here. There's like 50, 60 creators here. But I don't know if you folks would know most of them, as they're in like the DIY home improvement sector or landscaping or lifestyle, like a little bit outside of mine. I only dip my toe as a maker in this stuff. So yeah, I don't know. We got, what else? Studio hunt has gone pretty good. I found 2 really, really, really good studio spaces. I just can't pull the trigger on them yet. I just need to make it make sense. And I'm buying the box turtle on Alley, Lead Lab, Triangle Lab, or Formbot. I would go Formbot. I have zero experience with any of their kits, any of those companies. But if you're going to be going with one of them, the one that I know to have the best reputation is Formbot. So I would consider that. That's all I got. Here for our Brits and Europeans. Here's a fun one for you. I just looked over here and I saw this. The American plug standard there, very safe.
This is what you're doing now?
Wow. It's interesting content, Ethan. Or I'm scrambling for something. So, yeah. Yeah, Formbot would be my guess. I don't know. I just got in a couple of products from Triangle Lab that I picked up, but I don't know. Triangle Lab, I don't know what the full story is with Triangle Lab. I have no inside information about this whatsoever. But my guess as to what Triangle Lab is as a company from what I see of the products, and somebody correct me if you know more than me about this, I think Triangle Lab is like probably the OEM who makes stuff for Fadis and BQ in some way. Like they're some way affiliated, and or the place where seconds go. So like the stuff that Fadis deems to be like not quite good enough for their quality control, I feel like goes to Triangle Lab, and then Triangle Lab sells it under their brand. I don't know that to be true. It could be wholly separate companies that just copy designs. I have zero knowledge, but from the outside, that's the way it appears to me. Is always like Triangle Lab is like ever so slightly lower quality than Fadis or BQ, and has a lot of the same products. And I could totally be like filling in the blanks on my own on that, and it might not actually be true. I don't know. But it's the way it appears, the way it comes off, the way everything kind of makes sense to me. I don't know. This darn thing. So, what I was saying before I got off on the sidetrack. So I found 2 really solid studio spaces. I wish I could screen share with you folks. I have a Triangle Night Owl kit coming, but other than that, I've only used their hot ends. Yeah. I have a couple of hot ends from them. I mostly avoid their stuff, not for any particular reason. Honestly, the biggest problem for me with Triangle Lab, the biggest problem for me is sharing with you folks. So Triangle's just difficult. Like their AliExpress store changes all the time. So if I find something from them that I like and I want to share it with you folks, the listing probably won't be there by the time I get around to using it for me to link to it. And that just creates like a pain, and it's just so difficult to work in that way. I can't do affiliate links then, and or just finding the product that I am actually using and just sharing it, affiliate link be damned, is difficult. And so, yeah, I hate that. I've heard their Creality K1 extruder's good. Oh, there's that new Devil Design extruder coming from Fadis. A Fadis Devil Design Creality K1 extruder. Looks like it's like a triple gear drive. I haven't had a chance to really look at it yet. I wasn't at Rapid to see it in person, so I don't really know. But it basically has 2 Hob gear drives. It looks, from the outside, it looks like a double Hob gear drive on the one side and maybe a single drive on the other. I don't know. Or it could be 2 double gears. Saw the videos from Rapid on it. I haven't had a chance to watch much content from Rapid because I've been traveling to get here, and then I've been here. So, yeah. What else? I keep rambling about the studio and then never getting back to it. So there's that. They need to have their own website. Triangle has their own website, but it's kind of crappy. They have their own website. It's crappy. They don't have an affiliate program that I'm aware of, and it's not very intuitive. I think I even ordered stuff from it not too long ago because I needed the new thermistor for my VZBot build. For the VZBot build, I needed a new thermistor, and everybody said to go with theirs, and it did seem to be the best option because it has like the strain relief off the PT1000 thermistor, whereas the VZBot Mellow 1 doesn't. And that's what broke, is the wires broke. So, yeah. Today I learned about SE LED Lab. I'd never heard of them. I don't know how you pronounce that, C-LED Lab? I'd never heard of them before this moment either. So I got nothing on that. I think I got a Triangle Lab hot end in recently from another vendor on AliExpress. I figured it was Triangle Lab before I got it, and then it turned out to be, but I forget what the brand was. It was weird. It was weird, and that's the weird stuff with all these companies. If you're looking to order from Ali to avoid tariffs, be aware the US, de minimis is no more. So if you're ordering from AliExpress, you are going to be paying a tariff from now on. It doesn't matter if it's a $5 order, you're paying a tariff on orders off AliExpress now. We've avoided that till now, and unfortunately, no longer a loophole. So just the price on AliExpress is not the price you're paying anymore, and it probably makes Amazon purchasing more logical than it was a week ago. So, what else? I keep rambling about the studio. I just can't screen share, obviously. I'm on a phone. To show you there's a couple of studio spaces that I found that I'm really interested in. Hoping to to lock in a contract with at least one, if not two sponsors in the next week, but I don't really know. So studio, yes. ADD stream, shock and awe. I found two studios, one that's 1,000 square feet and one that's 2,000 square feet. And the 2,000 square foot one says that it's $100 more than the 1,000 square foot one. But it's like taking over somebody else's lease, so I don't fully understand what's going on. How far from the new place will the studio be? New place is going to be, from the new place, those locations are about 10 minutes from the current new place. So, yeah. When we went and looked at the new house, we actually went from the new house we drove by where one of the new studio spaces one of the potential studio spaces, we drove by there and took a look at it, and it was 10 minutes, if that, not even. And honestly, it was 10 minutes of probably like hitting lights. If I didn't hit lights, it'd be a lot quicker. So reasonable commute, not looking forward to the concept of going back to not just rolling out of bed and getting to work. But that's what a home office is for, and getting into a healthy schedule, probably. Have you managed to lift the bamboo into the house? Yes and no. The H2D is in the house, but it's literally just inside of the front door, and all I really did is drag it up the step. I didn't even bother lifting it. Good excuse to grab a good coffee on the way. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Though that adds up quick. That's what a monster fridge of a new studio is going to be for. Jeff! Good morning from down under. Welcome in, Jeff. Welcome, welcome. That's what a monster fridge will be for. If only I could get like Monster on board for the new studio, which I truly, truly, truly doubt. But I guess the potential exists. Trying to look, it's still raining really hard. So I was hoping we could step back outside, but it's raining harder, if anything else. So that's not happening. But what else? Yeah. I don't know. We crossed the 30-minute mark. I'm not really sure what else to talk about. Anybody have any questions? Anything going on in the printing world I might have missed? Asking Monster won't cost anything. Monster do like their car content. They do. They don't like me. They got my TikTok account banned once, so I'm not sure. I remember that LTT used to have the Madrina's coffee sponsored fridge during WAN show. Yeah. And now they've gone through a couple of like those types of sponsors. Doc says it's not good with Adderall. That makes sense. Monster is my Adderall, so it works for me in that regard, you know? Is it good for me? No, but it's what I got. It's what I got. So, is this image flipped? Has this image been flipped the whole time? Probably. Oh well. How much to be done about that? My addiction is my Addy. Gotta do what you gotta do. Caffeine is great for ADHD, not even being sarcastic. You're not wrong. No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Caffeine is my version of Adderall. It's my non-prescription Adderall. It's the only thing that helps keep my brain in check, even marginally. And it doesn't do a great job of that, but you know, it's what I got. I've never bothered to go get a prescription. I don't really care to deal with all of it, pay all that. Now the image is flipped. I think it's the first time you had a chance to see writing in the background to realize it's flipped is probably what it is. It's been flipped the whole time, I think. Any good leads from the trip? Was it worth it? No. I hoped for a lot more. I'm sure I'll get some like product and maybe a 1 or 2 sponsored posts out of this, but I was really hoping to find somebody to join up as a sponsor for the new studio, and I really don't think it's going to happen here. My son's medication is basically low-strength meth. Yep. Ruby's on one that is effectively like that, and yeah. Bummer. It is what it is. You don't know till you come to these events, get your face in front of people. Trying is the only way to know or get a chance at any of this stuff, so... The only people I haven't talked to yet is Lowe's. There's a whole team of people here from Lowe's. They don't have a booth. They're just kind of like mingling. And I haven't had a chance to talk to them yet. And they are like definitely the white whale for me as to like my ultimate, like that's the one I'd like to get. And also I think the one that could justify what I need the most. But also the one I don't think is gonna. Unknown, you know. You can't know. Can't know till you ask. I'm going to go talk to them. At the very least, I've had an application in with their affiliate program for months that they've just never approved. So at the very least, I need to go talk to them and be like, hey, can you approve my affiliate thing, please? I shop at Lowe's exclusively pretty much. So like for around the studio and whatever stuff. But yeah. What did I miss? Caffeine was keeping me mostly on cue for a long time. It kind of stopped working for ADHD. I started the legitimate pharmaceutical a few months ago. Andrew, how do you find like the difference pharmaceutical versus the caffeine when caffeine worked? Because caffeine works fine for me. It works okay for me. And I'm just like, I don't know. I have to go get diagnosed. I've never been properly diagnosed, but you folks see the way I am. I have ADD. And then I have to go get the pharmaceuticals, and then I have to pay money. I don't have insurance. I'm not going to have insurance anytime soon. So, like, there's a whole thing around me getting it that I just haven't bothered with. So, I don't know. I have a lot of I don't knows. That's what I've got on this stream. A lot of I don't knows. Cobalt's breaking down. Had a whole little Cobalt display over there. Addy works much better. I'm more present and don't drop off around 2 in the afternoon. Okay. That's definitely, the afternoon slump is a definite problem that I struggle with and could use some serious help with. So that makes sense. I only got diagnosed last year. Yeah. It's still raining, but I figured I'd step outside. Some change of scenery. Yeah. I've got to consider it. Really got to consider it. Especially with a new studio, trying to buckle down and improve things. I'm thinking it probably makes sense to finally just bite the bullet and do it. Because if I'm going to be dedicating myself to a proper workflow, work schedule, and all that, 554, so that was an eye opener. Yeah, I get that. I'll be pushing. I'm 40 this year, so I hear you. Granted, I've acknowledged it for almost 10 years now, but I've had a long time to come to terms with the fact that my brain is the way my brain is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. The structure plan's a good one, though. I mean, honestly, the whole concept I think makes sense. It's the sticking with it that I'm most worried about. Well, obviously paying the rent is what I'm most worried about, but the sticking with it beyond that, like going to work every day, getting up, going to work every day. I haven't done that in 5 years, I get up and go to work, but it's literally getting up and walking down the hallway to my office or walking down the stairs to the studio. And not to say that I don't treat it like a work schedule, but I also don't get it. I'm not like, I need to be in the studio by 9 a.m. I don't do that. And I think with the new studio, I need to do that. I need to have a schedule where I'm like, I show up at this time and I work till this time, and then I can have a healthy family life. I can have a healthy get to work, and people can count on he's in the office at this time, and we can have meetings. I can have a structured set time for my day of when I need to be working on things. I'm hoping I can be more productive as a result, which would be great because that'll help to pay the bills. But excuse me, sorry, talking too much is making my allergies all act up. Yeah, makes things steady. Yeah, can very likely sleeping and mind racing all night long be a sign of ADHD because I suffer from that constantly. I don't have that problem, but I am aware of people who do. I was worried about being medicated too. My kid's psych explained how it works and was less concerned. Yeah. I mean, realistically, ADD is our brains don't produce neurotransmitters the same way that a neurotypical brain does. So it's really just bringing our brains more in line with standard brain chemistry. It's really not, it's not like you're drugging yourself. You're drugging your brain into the way it probably should be operating to begin with. Structure's necessary, yeah. Start very fixed, then work in flexibility. And, I worry that I like ebb and flow, but, maybe I need to figure out what works for me. You got to be your own boss, hold yourself accountable. Absolutely true. Structure is necessary. I work from home the last 6 years. Structure is key to keeping the boss and the wife happy. I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Us ADHDers focus hard. We just can't choose what we focus on. Rick, you are completely correct. I can focus like a mofo. Whether I can focus on the thing I need to focus on, that's a whole different story. But, I allow myself those days and sometimes, or even weeks at a time sometimes, where I let myself have a side quest. Ruby and I call it ADD off a leash days. We have the days where we let our brains just go and do what they want to do. And for us anyway, both Ruby and myself, we find that it really helps to just once in a while let our brains go and do whatever the hell they're going to do. Yeah, I know I really need to answer emails today, but my brain is not in it. I could spend 5 hours on it and I'll get 5 emails done. Or I can side quest and I can work on a 3D design that I really need to get done. And I'll power through and I'll get that 3D design done in that day. And which one of those is more productive? Like, kind of got to go with the way your brain wants to go sometimes and use it as a superpower when it'll let you. Gotta love it when focusing on doing programming assignments for 30 hours straight one day and then completely fail to submit it the next. Exactly. Totally a good thing, and being around people who think the same is also helpful. Yeah, I mean, Ruby and I, our ADDs are very different. Our neurodivergence is different, but we both have at least some characteristics we can empathize with each other about. Things like that, like side questing and whatever, and we just let that roll and work together to support each other and do what we need to do, and we make it work. So, got to do what you got to do. But, oh, hi. Hi. So we're live on YouTube, hanging out. I thought I'd show people the end of the show, and then everybody wrapped up. So. Too much sensory input completely locks me up. My family calls it going into safe mode. Well, you folks see me do it all the time on stream where I error out and literally say error. Yeah, that's a good call, safe mode. you know, you just kind of, you got to figure out what works for your brain chemistry. All of us are different. Every person's different. And for me, side questing sometimes just makes sense. And sometimes I am 1,000% sure that a handful of the videos you folks have seen on YouTube or streams you've seen are side quests. They're things that I let myself just side quest on, and my brain is so tickled by it that I finished it and you got a video out of it. And sometimes you just got to go with that. So, yeah. Okay, now that this devolved into Psychology 101, squirrel, yeah. Like Nori. I've been calling Nori our spastic squirrel because she is like such a all over the freaking place thing. Wish my wife had AD, she'd understand better. Yeah, now Ruby gets it, that's for sure. She doesn't understand, makes it hard. Sorry to hear that. Like, and it's really hard to explain this stuff. It's hard to understand. Like acknowledging what is and isn't a thing, as we call in our house, we call it things. Like, oh, you know, that's a thing, right? Like you're having oh, that's one of your things. So like, yeah, stuff's not easy. I don't know. It's no good answer to any of this. You just got to find what works for you. So on that note, I think we've crossed 40 minutes. ADHD Love is a good channel for partners. Yes, Ruby and I share those back and forth. We love them. We love that couple and their stuff. We share it back and forth all the time. My wife has a degree in special education, so she understands. Well, that helps. Your wife assured you do. There you go. All right, folks. I think I'm going to wrap up here. I wanted to at least pop in, say hi, hang out with you folks for a minute. I'd hope to show you something a little more interesting than we got to see, but hey, here we are. You know, it wouldn't be a Mandic Lab stream if it wasn't a little off the wall or out of there. Good luck with Lowe's. Thank you very much, because that's where I'm headed after we hang up here. Call it done. So, all right, folks, I'm gonna head out and say goodbye, and I will talk to you all on Sunday. We'll do a Sunday stream unless I end up sick from a post. Now over to the Gene stream. I wish. Unless I get a post-con sickness, which is entirely possible. We'll do a Sunday stream, probably back on the VZ bot. I want to try and get that like largely wrapped up so we can box it up and move it. So I will catch you all on our Thursday stream. Or Thursday. This is Thursday stream. Sunday stream. I'll catch you on the Sunday stream. Hopefully Sunday morning as typical. I'll try and schedule it properly this week. So we shall see. Night night. Thanks for coming in, Carrie. Thanks for hanging out. Have yourself a good night. Everybody else, I will see you all in the next one. I'm going to do a quick outro where I run out of here, go grab some stuff, and I'll come back and say goodbye in a minute. I like fully end the stream, but I don't want to just like abruptly end it. So I will see you folks in the next one. I don't even know where I am in the camera. It's raining hard. I'll see you folks. Bye-bye. And you're going to go with me anyway because I have the microphone strapped to me. But I got to go grab some stuff. Oh, my media kits. I go grab my little media kits. And then in typical YouTuber fashion, you leave the camera, you walk away from it, then you got to go back and get the camera again. All right, folks. Now I will see you all. Grab the cam. I had to go back to the camera. It's an event. I can trust leaving the camera for a few moments at something like this. Zen Ex Machina, welcome in. We're just ending. So thank you very much for stopping by. But I will see you all in the next stream on Sunday. So thanks for coming around. Bye-bye.